We're here, we are here. I was just walking into the workshop and then Milo decided he needed to be fed with something, so yeah, that's why we're 2 minutes late. Cat takes priority. Didn't make it. No. Well. Hello, everybody. Yes, we've got a long advanced stream this time. So if you didn't get notified, well, you really can't blame me for that. Just going to pop the chat out so that I can see it. Alrighty. Lift the chair because the chair keeps sinking on me. It's the gas lift that's failed. Just, yeah. These things just sag over time like many things in life. I'm just going to wait for some more heads to show up perhaps. I need to do some organization. I need to do some 201 and 401 capacitor quick access type strips. Hey Jim. Alright. Okay, so that side. That should do the trick. Hey Gear. Yes, I did find the HDMI test a good spot in there. Yeah, I did indeed. Yeah, I finally dug through all my stuff and found it. It was secretly buried. And thank goodness I did find it, because it is a very useful tool. Let's see, okay. So anyway, what I'm just going to be doing here is loading up these strips with the most common sort of values that I'm using. So this is 100 nanofarad, 16 volt. Hey David, John, hey B-Blood. I see Mr Bodger's in here too, of course. Just gotta get a different pen. Oh, Luna. Oh, that's where you are. I went out because I knew I was after one of these and I knew I had one on my packing workstation because I didn't know where the one was in this room. I come in and I found it. Oh well, now I've got both in here. So 100 nanofarad, 16, okay. Hey there, Pro Engineer. Placing the keyboard on a Surface 2 laptop. Can't you just buy the replacement top keyboard assembly, or is that just not done? It's like, I really do not do MacBook ones. It's like, nope. The 1466s were about the last ones that I bothered to do. Great, it's the same. Came but 3 times the price. I guess it's a case of, if the customer's happy to pay it, then is it not worth exploiting that? I think a lot of the time I have to be careful with presuming that I'm going to have the same monetary mindset as the customer. And so I'm thinking, oh, I wouldn't want to go for that, knowing that I can have another way. But the customer might be like, oh yeah, we'll go for that. Oh, okay, fair enough then. Let's see, 100 nanofarad, 10 volts. Okay. Ugh. I'm not planning on doing every single value in these strips. This is just for very commonly accessed values. So things like your 100 nanofarads, your 1 microfarads, things like that. .2s, yeah. No, here we go. I'm kind of doing a bit backwards. I should actually be doing increasing voltages. So I got 100 nanofarad, 35 volts there. I should have a 25 probably somewhere. Yeah, I do. Knew I had a 25 volt. So I might swap those around, but we'll try things first. Let's see, 100 nanofarad, 25 volt, 35 volt. There should be a 50 volt somewhere, or higher. Hey Joey, these are just prepping so that when I do need the values, I've already got them on. It just makes it easier to pick them out in one little sheet out of the box. Because otherwise I've got to go fishing through the boxes and pulling them out of these bags and things like that. It doesn't seem too bad on a box like this, which is just 201s, so there's not too many of them. Let's see, 100 nano. By the way, hello Joe. Did you get that USB-C meter going, or are you still stumbling around on that? Yeah, I don't know about being organized. It's more a case of desperation. It gets frustrating. I do wish that the suppliers of these strips would start all doing the printed values on them. I think it's DigiKey or Mouser, but they will now print the value of what you buy on the back, which is very handy. Because it's all too easy to have one of these strips just fall out, and then you really don't know what it is. And particularly with capacitors, resistors, it's not too bad. With a resistor, you measure the resistance, you're good. With capacitors, you can probably guess the capacitance if you measure it. You'll sort of get a rough idea, but you won't know what the voltage rating is unless you destructively take it all the way. 25. Maybe there is a minimum. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm fine with that anyway. If they say like, you know, you got to have 1,000 minimum, it's like, yeah, whatever. That's no problem. I mean, a lot of this stuff I usually do buy in the thousands. Once I sort of know what I'm wanting to buy. When you're initially just sort of fishing around, stumbling in the dark, you sort of, at that point, you probably go, look, you know, I'll buy 100 of each, see how I go. And then you sort of go, okay, I'm using a lot of these ones, so I'm going to buy a few. Yeah, like, okay, I'm lucky. That one there actually I did write on, so thankfully I did do that. I've got a lot of duplicates here, that's the other problem. Okay. I could have sworn I used those the other night, but there you go. Okay, so up from 100 nanofarad, we basically may as well just go straight to 1 microfarad. So we've got 1 microfarad, 6.3 volts. And yeah, it's a bit of a pain sitting here doing this, but Joey, I'm sort of stealing your kind of idea a little bit of intentionally being, how could you say, a little slower at the start. Give people a chance to catch up before the main event. There's Sutter Bridge. The only thing I really don't like about these slips is that they are a little bit awkward to get in initially. And I cut that too short. Damn it. Oh well. I'm not an old dog, how dare you? I'm responsibly middle-aged. And yes, tonight we'll start with the 1708 that comes all the way from the UK, courtesy of Mr Bodger. Okay, one. Ugh. Look at this, both the same thing. Sticking together. Annoying little picofarad. See, the things like these, like 3 and 12 picofarad type stuff, I won't bother probably putting them in strips. Use them so infrequently. Okay, 100 nanofarads. Yeah, consolidating stuff helps a lot. Let's see, 2210, 2263. 2263, 2210. I get more double ups. Could have sworn I had 1 microfarad, 16 volt. I'll write it in. I don't know if it actually is available, but we'll see. Oops, wrong pen. I think we might have to jump to starting the board jobs. We'll just put the 2.210 in. Right, yeah, so like this would have been a sample one. It's how many did I buy? Looks like 20, only 20 of them in there. And then I went along and bought, how many this is, like 100 I think. Yeah. Fresh from the packet. Maybe I should slide it in first and then trim it accordingly. Yeah, that would have been a more consistent way of doing it. Oh well. Sometimes good ideas take a little longer. Yeah, 1 microfarad is a fair bit for 201s, but it's amazing though what we are getting these days. I mean, what have we got? 402s, 20 microfarads and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the ones that keep going bang on the 1990s and 2141s. I didn't see whether Joey said he had any luck with the USB-C meter or whether he's just hiding from me now. Joey's dreading the moment that he gave me his address. He's like, I knew I shouldn't have sent you anything. I knew I shouldn't have let you send me anything. You people are all the same. You go, no, mate, it's all good. I'm not expecting anything from you. And then 6 weeks later, when you haven't actually done anything with it, the person's like, have you done anything with what I sent you yet? Huh? Why haven't you done anything, Joey? Yeah. Doing it as he speaks. Yeah, there we go. See, pressure. And that's exactly why I hate it when I get sent stuff. And people say, oh, can I send you this to review? And I'm like, no. I'm sorry. I will try really hard. But, yeah, honestly, some things can take absolutely forever for me to get around to doing. And then other things, it can turn up and on the same day I am just loving it and using it and like I couldn't have lived without it. But you just can't tell how it's going to pan out. Alrighty, let's see. We've got a 1708 to work on here. Yes, there we go. Although for those of you, there we go. Joey's been doing 30 minutes of free pizza videos. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Sorry, this hair just keeps falling out. My hair's gotten to the point now where it's long enough to hook back, but there are still a few stragglers that are not. Hey, Mr. Morgan, good evening. Okay, it's a very, very clean heatsink. Disturbing. And a nice cushy padded bag for it to travel in, that we just carelessly toss onto the ground. Yar, pirate pool ready to sail. Okay. So this is a 3215 issue apparently. Boom, boom, boom. We need a bit more light here. Oh right, yeah, okay, so we've got the cap was shorted, that's right, wasn't it, Bodger? Yeah, you had a shorted cap fault, which is quite common on these machines, and you went to town with it. Unfortunately, that's no trouble. Right, so the pads should still be there. So we'll give it a clean up. I don't think we'll have to do anything with that. We'll see, we'll see. I haven't even turned on the soldering iron yet today. Okay. The trouble with this soldering iron tip is it's just a smidge wide for a lot of these parts, but the micro pencil is just not strong enough. So we've still got the end cap of the cap that's being torn off. It's still sitting there. That's entirely normal, but we do have to get rid of it. There we go, see, just lifted it off. It's no longer there. That's a big ugly blob of flux. It's like Rossmann nodule. We don't do those kind of sizes. Now I want to be really light. As I was saying, I want it to be really light. Something got sucked into my filter. I heard it before. The telltales clatter. A little bit puffy on those. I'm just going to draw off the excess. I mean, you can have some excess solder on there, it's not the end of the world. But, okay. I'm going to... What the hell? It just sucked the magnet sheets into the extractor. Wrong kind of attractiveness. Hey Tony W. Okay, what we're going to do here with these end caps that have had a little bit of soldering dag kind of drawn up on them, we're just going to use the big soldering iron tip and brush it back and forth. And like that. And look at that. Almost perfect-ish. Okay, so now we've got to find a replacement. I am going to... This is nothing against Bodger. I'm going to replace this cap as well because it feels like it's slightly on a tilt, which wouldn't be unusual because the force required to dislodge this may have caused this to sort of be pushed off to the side. It's not easy trying to knock those caps out at the best of times. Hey Mr. Howell, you're getting over a fall. That's sorry to hear that. Was that caused by the things like the painkillers and stuff like that that you're having to deal with? I know my dad was dealing with that. That would cause him to fall over a fair bit. It's just like, yep, throw another thing at me, why don't you? Okay. Okay, and we're going to add a bit of leaded here. Should have done that in the first place, making it much easier to access everything. So this will be, we'll use the 840. It's these two caps here. So it's a 10 microfarad 63402, and this should be the same. 10 microfarad 63402, yep. Sorry to hear that, Paul, about the meds being to blame, but yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, I don't personally, you know, obviously, no, but alright, let's get ourselves a pair of, well, we've gone through a few of these. So we want 2, and we end up with 3. And that's fine. So we're just going to hit these both at the same time. Yeah, it is pretty wild that they already do 10. Let alone the fact that we actually now get 22 out of them. Alright, that's pretty much factory. I'm pretty sure they're not touching. It's just got the illusion because of the flux there. Agreeably, they are a smidge closer than I would like, but they are low voltage, so it's not like we're going to have a situation where there's going to be arcing across them or anything like that. Still annoying me though. Come here. See if you can handle this. Oh, wait. I threatened it with the nozzle and it cleared itself, so all good. So that's quite an illusion it had, because before it looked significantly closer, but now you can see it's more like the original factory. I just had to threaten it. Alright, so let's see if technically that was all that was required, or whether we've got something else at play. I will measure the continuity on those rails though, see if we've got a short. Okay, so this looks like the 3215 is actually shorted, because we replaced that cap and there is nowhere that cap is shorted. I should have measured before I put the cap on. That was my mistake. It's fine. Off with its head then. Just protect those caps. Really don't like them getting hit with too much heat. We will put a tiny amount of flux under there. Hey Joho, hey Greg. So we're hitting this at 450 and 60% air. Anything around about the 450 mark is pretty good. I gotta say, these 3215s actually look different already. Has it been changed before, Bodger? Hey creature. Not as far as you know. Okay, that is interesting because they kind of did look a little bit different. Not much, just in their the wear on them. That's So what brings Creature into this domain? Shouldn't you be off doing professional work somewhere, Creature? You know, not hanging around low-life scum like us. I'm not doing a good job of my hot air wicking right now. Some days you just suck. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I just cut the wick a little bit wrong. I think I get a little bit of a curl going on the bottom of it, and the curl stops it from brushing the pads properly. Alright, let's see if we still got a short. Okay, no short, no short. That's good. Double check that. Yeah, 420 is about right. 380, yep. Okay, so we need another 30. Oh, these are B ones though. Oh wait, wow, that's a C? Alright, this must be the newer version. Yep, it's a C. The first releases with the B type, and this is 75840. Okay, it's got this one's got the Pi 3 chip on it. There we go. Nintendo freaks will recognize that sucker. That there gives me concern. It's nowhere near where I've done any work, but maybe it's just a bad factory job. Sorry. See how they're not really sitting down properly? They kind of only got halfway down. This is the camera controller, by the way. So they haven't actually had a chance to really sit down and have the solder actually wick up. It could be because the chip itself kind of took all the heat, so to speak. Well, if it works, it works. Okay, something's been knocked off here. Yeah, there's definitely something being knocked off there, I think. You can tell the difference between factory no, what do you call it, no stuff, versus something's being knocked off in most cases. And that kind of looks like something got desoldered. I could be wrong, so that's why I'm comparing to another board now. Okay, that's a no stuff, but there's... See how these pads are fluffed up? Like they've actually got a bump on them? Whereas these are flat, and you can see there's even a bit of a... like solder's been drifted off. A bit of leaded... a bit of paste, actually. That is really weird. And same here. Okay, so it's a no stuff situation, but it's just kind of weird. There's definitely solder missing there. No, it stands out like a sore thumb. It really does. Because you got puffy, 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 flat. Anyway, let's put down a new 3215C. I'm pushing my luck. Yeah, I knew it would let go. Damn it. That's heaps of flux. Yeah, it didn't look like a part had actually been knocked off. It was more like the solder had been taken away. Okay. This is going to be fun because I actually just finished my strip of known good 3215s. So now we're about to start a new strip of 3215s, and this is an unknown supply. Selling fake 3215s is a pretty common thing. Just gonna make sure every pad has some flux on it. And you kind of go, yeah, that's roughly where it should be. I usually drop the air on these. because my airflow out of the nozzle is heading away from the caps, I don't have to shield them up. So we're doing 450, but we're down at 40% air. Because I don't really want this thing flying off into orbit. There we go. Hopefully I got them right. Well, they look quite good. Can't complain about those ones. Put them in the cooler. Had the Postal Service remove components via percussive means. Oh, they can do that, yes. So just give it a few seconds to cool down. Should be about right now. Switch in the MacBook stuff. Alright, see how we go. 5 volts, 20 volts, 400, 500. That looks booty to me. I'm going to put it in a chassis and see if we actually have a living machine. I suppose I should put the heatsink back on. Alrighty, some professional grade ceramic too, because I know how all the gamers out there, all the professional high speed experts love using such generic thermal paste. Oh my goodness, there's a hair in there too. Cool, I'll get that out. And of course we're doing exceptionally good measurement of how much we use. This is why I don't get invited to Adam and IT stuff, because he knows I mock the process. Don't worry, don't freak out. This is kind of like the process of bluing, using a bluing table when you're trying to make flat surfaces. Just wiggle it around enough and you get the distribution, and you also get the vacuum lock. And the vacuum lock is probably the most crucial thing to get, because once you've got that vacuum lock and you've squeezed the bubbles out, then yeah, you're pretty good. You're 90% of the way of pretty much any other option in terms of, I've got liquid metal paste. It's like, wow, that's great. But did you ever, I imagine you would have had things like a bluing table in your prior work. I personally quite enjoyed doing surface flattening. I don't know if it was Daikin blue that we used. I'm pretty sure it was Daikin blue. Hello there, Celia from Poland. Okay. Of course, a bluing table can also drive you insane at times too. You just can't get that one high spot out, and you don't know what's going on, and you start getting frustrated, and you overgrind other areas, and yeah, then several hours of work goes down the drain. Because imagine these days, though, any sort of reputable sort of machine shop or whatever will probably have a proper surfacing machine. Okay, let's get this chassis out. Dunk. Oh, we need a SSD. I must have my 1708 SSDs elsewhere. Oh wait, is that one? Is it? Yes it is. The word mine written on it. Not sure if this one will be compatible or not. There is a situation where the SSD from one 1708 will not be detected by the other. I'm pretty sure the way we're setting up here, we should be fine. Because this is the superior board, I think. I can never remember which one came out first. Even though this has got the smaller number, as in it's 840 versus 875. Actually, yeah, I think this one's the earlier one, come to think of it. Because it's still got the Pi 3 USB. But then this has the 32C00 controllers on them, so yeah. Okay, we've got the lock tab on the battery data flex is knocked off a bit. Oh, you sent me a drive? Was there a drive in there? Really? Did you really? I must have missed that. I'll have to have a look. I've still got all the packaging. Oh, you could have. Right, gotcha. No, don't. No. Yeah, I've got my fair share of them. Oh, and of course we will need the screw to connect the battery. Can't do much without that. So if you look at all the replications of parts in here for the 1708, it gives you an idea that I've dealt with a lot of corpses. So when a MacBook dies, it gets disassembled into all the little bits and pieces like that. I can see one of the arms on the data connector is busted off, but that's okay. One arm is all we need to do the job. Okay, fingers crossed. Well, it's already on a spin. It's not going to know what drive it's dealing with initially. I've got cap locks. So it's just basically going through saying, I don't know where my drive is, I don't know where my drive is, and then hopefully it will say, fine, I'll look elsewhere. We could have prompted it by doing a command.pr type thing. Is it still 1.8? Either that or it's just flat. Oh, there we go. We have liftoff. Just better check to see what name comes up here. Okay, yeah. PLD. That would be me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking good. Looking good. Let's see what our temperature's like. We're under 50 Celsius for the CPU, so that's good. Let's run Valley and see if it cries. Hey, laptop. Well, blind budgie, no. I wish actually more jobs were like that. It's sadly comparatively uncommon for them to come in with a direct fault like that. 33 frames per second, that's pretty good. Let's see if we've got sound. 35. Okay, I don't have sound at the moment. Or maybe I do, but it's soft. Oh yeah, there we go, yep. So there we are. All works. Hey Christos. Even Wi-Fi works. Yep, Wi-Fi is working. Cool. Shut down. Shut down. So now we have the ability to recover data from 1708 drives again. Pardon me. The problem with the 1708 drive is that basically, other than just very recently with PC 3000, I think, other than that, the only real practical way to get the data off those drives was to have a 1708 ready to go so that you could recover the data. You know, pop the drive in, boot it up, recover the data. So as you can see, this is a 1708, but recovery box. Yeah, the screen would be good when it's back in the northern hemisphere. Alrighty, let's put some stuff back. That. Throw that in the rubbish. Kicking boxes. Let's see. Might pop open this ASUS ROG. Okay, this is... Ooh, I just realized I was about to reveal far too much information. Okay. Were you going to pull the board back out of the chassis to pack back up? No. Right. Okay, time to beep. Like I said, just making sure I'm not going to expose information I'm not supposed to. Alright, looking good. Did I say I was looking for a 2.2? Oh, these are 402 caps. It's okay. Pay no attention to me. I just realised I was looking at 402 caps and thought it was 201s. Right. Let's see. I need a parts container. What the hell? It's nearly 10 o'clock already. Gee. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to clean up stuff on the fly. It's like if you ever, with cooking and things like that, it's the best way to keep your kitchen clean is to clean on the job. Clean on the run, so to speak. I'm trying desperately to keep this place a bit cleaner. Yeah, micro time coming up. Okay, so the problem with this machine, and by the way, feel free to chime in, is that it will drop down to 400 megahertz, as in 0.4 gigahertz, after a while, and then it just doesn't come back, and it doesn't seem to be thermally related, at least not directly. And when you reboot it, it comes back. And I have a vague notion of hearing about this fault somewhere else, but I'm not sure whether it's just my brain making up crap. Because, you know, sometimes you sort of get a little bit deluded and think, I know, I remember reading about that, in the hope that you actually do find something, but in reality there was nothing, it was just your imagination. So I'm not exactly sure what to think. I'm going to guess they've already done thermal paste and all that sort of stuff. So the only other thing I can think of, if it's going to be something simple, is it could be the heat pipe. It's not unusual for heat pipes to die, but you don't know it. And thank goodness. Okay, so we're going to map like this. But usually if it's a heat pipe failure, then you basically have a very quick CPU heat up problem. And you can typically feel it because you just put your finger on the end of the heat pipe, and if it's cool, then you're like, or at least comparatively cool compared to, say, whatever the end at the CPU side is feeling, then you've probably got a heat pipe failure. But I don't know, it kind of seems like something they would have checked. I hope. Maybe. Well, what I mean is it throttles itself back. At least that's what I'm believing they're meaning. So these days the CPUs will, you know, they'll just throttle themselves back rather than overheating. So it could be a faulty temperature sensor. Well, that's a snazzy looking color. Okay, an opportunity to look at it without judgment. let's see, was running slow and battery didn't last. We found the SSD drive was failing, replaced both the drive and the battery. And it still doesn't go so great. First thing I noticed is that battery lever is not plugged in properly. It should be pushed. Well, I'm pretty sure it should be. Or is it already? Okay, my bad, that is already locked. Sometimes it... Yeah. And if it is a heat pipe failure, then... Well, the easiest thing for me to do is actually run it up, put the thermal camera on it, and see if any of these segments remain cold. These USB-C powered. That'd be awesome if they are. Yes, they are, it seems. Yes, indeed. Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. It is very nice having now a lot of machines being USB-C powered. Resource unavailable? Seriously? I just charged you all day. Right, how are we going to do this? That should about work. Does this thing auto start? Now I've got to find the on-off button. That hot spot in the middle there, that is interesting because that is actually just one VREG, I think. I don't know. It's probably whatever. Anyway, we're looking for the on-off button. I've got no idea where the on-off button is. Oh, it's on the side. Interesting place for it. Yeah, they all look pretty even to me already. Nah, it's not the heat pipe. As you can see, it pretty much snaked its way around quite evenly there. I'm guessing that inductor is going to be for the it's going to be for the battery charge or something like that. But yeah, there's no problem with the heat pipes there. That's all good. Oh well. What's that white block that's getting quite hot there? Those are the CPU VREGs. or rather inductors. But yeah, that's what's making it all excited on there. But yeah, no dramas with those heat pipes. I'm actually just having a moment here just to see if anything else jumps out. Okay, something just changed then. It's probably gone back into idle. Yeah, as in go back to sleep. Yeah, it would have been sitting there probably with the login screen, and then I didn't do anything with it. And so it's like, fine, we're going to go back to sleep. Power off time. Interesting, the fans actually haven't come up. Ah, right. Alrighty. Now we've got to wait for it to... You tell it to shut down and it goes ahead and decides, we'll do some housekeeping now. Okay, it looks like chat died. What does the software say? I don't know yet. I'm going to have a look at the logic board. I really do not like these battery connectors. I always feel like I'm on the verge of breaking them. Yeah, it feels like I have to lift the pack out rather than being able to clip it. I'll just have a scan over it with the microscope, see if anything shows up. Would the chipmunk work on this? Yes, the chipmunk will work on this. Of course, in this case though, there's nothing really needing to be chipmunk, so to speak. We know it already boots and everything. So basically what I'm looking for is maybe something that looks a little tarnished, maybe an absolutely tiny amount of corrosion on it, or is being a current sense resistor that looks a little burnt, something like that. Yeah, that there is not really doing anything. I loathe and detest the obsession that PC laptops have with these frickin' stickers on everything. The Lenovo X1 Extreme that I'm also looking at, the whole thing is just drowned with stickers. It's like, really? Is that necessary? I guess it's probably all EMI stuff. What the hell is... Okay, this is just the on-off button, but then we've got all this... What is this? ELAN, MSC 1000, AW. I'm going to take it out. And I hate taking these out. It's always such a hodgepodge. Yeah, and just like, yeah, let's have random bits of tape holding everything together here. Great, now that display connector doesn't want to let go. That doesn't make you paranoid at all. Yeah, Stephen, that's what I mean. It's like, hey, micro. Alright, we'll get this board out. If I can even get the display cable disconnected. So that should just be a lift and separate. Whew, there we go. You can't always trust it. Sometimes they can look like a lift and separate, and all they are, in fact, is a lift and destroy. As you can tell, I've got a lot of trust issues with PC laptops. And then they'll do hilarious things like make these screws for the heatsink go through the board into the chassis so that you have to remove the heatsink in order to get the board out. Yeah, just annoying things like that. Looks like they heard me complain and said better not do that for Paul. Okay, but now we've got this problem here where the button is attached. Oh wow, okay. So we're gonna have to hot air this off slowly. We'll do 150. because we don't want to melt the plastic. Yeah, it's a 2230 profile SSD. I'm not a fan of them. I mean, I'm sure they're okay, but I'm kind of shocked when I see them. So what we're doing is just warming up the glue so we can remove this, hopefully without... Oh, it's stubborn. There we go. If you tried just yanking on that one, it would have ended up as a disaster. Okay, when you take the board out, you look at the underside, this plastic here for the keyboard underside. It can often give you hints as to what might be going on, like there's been excessive heat. This plastic seems to deform very quickly, it discolors very quickly. It shows if there's been distress on the board. Alas, nothing shows up. ASUS ROG, ROG or whatever, Republic of Gaming. Okay, we're going to have a squiz over this, and then we're going to deal with micro. Hey there, Harold. Hey, Harold, I finally found this. It was trapped under some other stuff. Finally got it out. So I was looking for it the other day when I was doing some screen board output testing that I wasn't sure of. And once again, more annoying stickers. Okay, is this TI? No. So you have to ask yourself, okay, what could cause the CPU to throttle? Now, obviously, excessive temperature is one. Weak battery status is another. Maybe lid sensor, as in maybe it's half the circuit thinks it's asleep. Or maybe it's just a botched up BIOS. I do believe they have changed the BIOS. Not expecting to see anything under the CPU. Wow. I really don't have a lot to go on this one. Everything looks pretty damn clean. Bit of lint on that port there. What the hell? What kind of port is that? Is that external? I have no idea what kind of port that is. That there obviously is USB-C. That's the one we powered on. Is that DisplayPort? Maybe it's DisplayPort. It's kind of weird mingling it with the... Yeah, maybe it is DisplayPort. Oh, external GPU. Oh, okay. I suppose it is a gaming laptop, I guess. That's interesting. Bit of a gap there on that. Like, I know it's out of the board, but even if it was in the board, like, yeah, in the chassis, that's pretty severely gapped. That's for a MOSFET. Maybe it's not critical, but yeah, that's certainly enough that it would be getting pretty warm. These ones seem okay. Okay, it looks like they're using that liquid kind of thermal goo. They just sort of like pour blobs on and then press down the heatsink. It's dropping down to 0.4 gigahertz or 400 megahertz. So it's a pretty low state. Yeah, this makes me extremely disinclined. Interesting, that's actually pulling one of the studs out, I think. Or is it, maybe it's a, no? I mean, I don't think that's going to be a major problem. Anyway, I'm grievously disinclined to remove this heatsink on the basis of the fact that they've used this liquid goo for the thermal transfer. And so essentially if I lift up this heatsink, then I essentially will have to redo everything using whatever I can, which yeah, but really the only thing not getting the best deal here is that MOSFET, and I'm gonna say that no, that's not liquid damage, that's just a mark and then the way they cut the case. Apparently it just drops to 400 no matter what. So whether it's under load or whether it's just doing nothing, it will after a period of time just drop. So I mean, yeah, your natural thought is, okay, we've got a heat transfer issue, but the heat pipes seem to be fine. And there doesn't really seem to be, like, if you look at those impellers, there's not really a lot of dust. So I don't think we're going to have caked up internals there. The only thing that just sort of caught me off guard there a little bit is I don't know why that looks damaged. That's the end of the heat pipe. I think it's just the paint. But as the thermal camera showed, we were getting pretty rapid transfer of heat. And you can't really see it, but I can tell that those vents are perfectly clear. What do the VRM thermals look like? Not sure, because I haven't done any of that boot. I've only just got this machine today and I haven't done any actual login to test, see what the numbers are saying. I'm gonna go do micro now, and I'll be back. Alright, starting to get tired here. I was up late last night because I wanted to get my tax paperwork done. I was very happy I did. Managed to get everything submitted in half an hour. But yeah, it meant I was up late. At 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I think it was about 2:30 by the time I got to bed. Okay, what do we got here? Monsieur, good to see you. It can be a CPU hot pin on the BQ chip pulling the CPU down. You can either try and replace the chip in case the fault, or simply, if the line is up, drag it down for 1K resistor to a 3v3 line. If the line is up, drag it down to ground, or drag it up if it's down. Okay, so basically saying flip it around whatever way. Let's see. Which one is it? Which BQ chip is it? And I do not have the schematics or board views for this, which is basically leaves me in a sense of paralysis. You look like the controller for... I have no idea what. Intercell, IT... So they're using UP chips more than BQ chips. APL, blah blah. But anyway, we're looking for the bigger one. Now that's audio, that's probably HDMI mux. On semi, yeah, I'd have to find the board view and schematic for this one, because it seems like things are a little different on this design. GV301QC. Hey there, Pierre. Welcome. What have you been up to? Lurking? Oh. That was my microscope mouse. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to be Googling now for this board. Let's see. ASUS GV 301QC board view and schematic. Okay, fortunately that looks like Bad Caps has some listing of it. But whether they actually have it. Oh, okay, so, oh, very good, nice. Noise. What are they? Oh no, it's a flippin' PDF board view, that sucks. Suckity sucks. Kind of useful, but not fantastically useful. Oh well, it's a start. Better than nothing. What? Oh, I accidentally downloaded it again. Okay, so what were you... CPU hot. We apparently don't even have a CPU hot pin. Okay, maybe we have a thermal pin. I don't know what it is about these schematics, but I can never ever find what I'm looking for. Ah, here we go, hardware throttle. It's a start. So what do we use it? Okay, so they're using proc hot. There's this new power limit L CPU. Power limits. Interesting that that's a bridge. Okay. PSL 8906. Well, of course it's going to show. Oh man. Absolute agony. Really? And I can't zoom in anymore. Yeah, it's been pulled up to 5VS. And if that's been, so what happens here? Proc hot. No, crops it down to 500 times %. That sucks. It's just that it's never clearly shows you on there where the search word you're looking for is. You know, there's no bracket, no distinct bracketing. Hey there, Arula. Alright, so we've got N channel, N channel, N channel. So then pulled up, drops it down, so that should be low. Yes, well normally I do have a proper PDF viewer. The trouble is the stupid board view isn't a proper board view. I wonder if I can find a proper board view for this, but it looks like it's probably limited to that. Alas, I cannot, for those wondering, I cannot convert a PDF image board view like that into an actual board view. At least not without a lot of work. Yeah, it is a pair of dual FETs because you got the A and B, A and B. So what do we got? PQ 8907, PQ 8908. They're probably going to be probably 6-pinners. Little SOT, like this sort of stuff. And they're probably not going to be marked. They're going to be like this sort of thing. Still, maybe I can actually find those ones on that PDF board view. So, is it PQ 8907? what I should do in these scenarios is create a dummy board view, and then um, you just simply load up the PDF. Well, it's on the non-CPU side apparently. Oh wow, that is tiny. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Alright, this is them down here. There is a board view, an FZ file. Oh, cool. Is that on bad caps, Celia? Cecilia, sorry. Oh, I found the RAR file. Not on bad caps. Oh no, what I just found was the BIOS. Are you able to email that to me by any chance? That'd be greatly appreciated. Alright, let's have a look over here. You're talking about color discoloration there, creature? You sure about that? It doesn't really... nothing jumps out here. Anyway, this is the pair of them. This is an ASUS board. That's 0. Directly under the microscope creature, they look okay. Found in a Polish forum, really? Okay. That's interesting. This is the other side. This is the same area, but the other side of the board. It's just made of plastic. It's not a bridge, I'm afraid. It's a skin flake. Yep. That looks like there's something, but no, it's just adhesive. This is definitely where things like little switch lights and switches, as in Nintendo stuff, is a lot nicer. Substantially smaller boards to deal with. I think the problem, I mean, I can certainly test to see if the FETs are being pulled low. I think the problem is that I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I should just test it. It's just a very bizarre sort of fault, whatever it is. And I said I really don't want to take that heatsink off. Creature, apparently just a power cycle does it. So it seems like it latches, and then when you power cycle, it unlatches. But then, yeah, it's possible that the only reason why it seems like it unlatches is because the period of time involved in the restart is enough for it to cool down. Yeah, it looks dreadfully clean. That's a Celia, give me your PayPal and I will do that. I'll absolutely reimburse you. In fact, I'll double reimburse you. Just if you email it through, and I'm going to assume your email address will be your PayPal address. Indicate otherwise, and I will do a double back for you as thanks for going to the going to the effort to finding it for me. That is something I actually greatly appreciate. So yeah, I'm more than happy to double back. Yeah, I really don't like ultra clean boards. Marcia, the problem is I need to find the board view. Well, that's what we're doing now, is we're getting the board view and see if we can find that. I can't find a BQ chip on here, so we're going to have to find out what it is that's the equivalent for what you're thinking of. So I think you were thinking Intel based, perhaps signals, and I think this is Ryzen based, is it? I'm actually not sure. Well, it doesn't have an Intel Inside sticker on it. Should be around the battery connector. Oh, that one, right. Let's see. Okay, so battery connector. A few different beasts. Is that a polyfuse, or is that a... But I can't imagine a polyfuse would cause that. I do know they can go bad. PJ117SV. I'm actually not... it's either a dual diode pack, maybe? Anyway, around the connector we've got our APL 6012, not one I recognise. What was the one that was getting hot? That was this one over here. This is the one that was getting hot in the thermal cam. But as I said, I felt like it was just merely because it was charging the battery. And getting hot really is a relative thing. I'm thinking maybe it's this Intercell 9241. Although it's a fair way from where I'd expect. Intercell 9241. Looks like I've searched for this before. Buck boost configurable battery charger with SM bus. Yeah, okay. Were you saying they should have? Oh, all BQ have proc hot. That would probably be this here, maybe. Batgon NTC. Unless that's the actual battery. Oh, here we are, proc hot. Sorry, my apologies. Okay. Okay, thank you, Celia. Sorry, Celia. I keep saying Cecilia. I keep saying Celia. I'm getting tired. That's my excuse. Okay, we've downloaded that. Let's open it up. Extract. Boards. ASUS. So what is this? Was this a 301 board again? G301. GV301. I'm just putting the boards in a place where they've... Okay, I'm going to call this GV301. Oh, why do you... GV301 QC. This is OC. Oh, it could be QC 2.1. We're almost there, we're almost there. Okay, this is that you? Yeah, I think that's it. Nope, that's not it. Oh, right, it's next to J3103. Okay, schematics. Oh, it is that one. No, it's not. J3103. Mr. Daniels, you... This doesn't... here we go. Right, J3103. Oh, this is... okay, this is fun. This board is actually mirrored. So like if... Let's see if we can do the quad. Oh, what a freaking mess. Oh well. Anyway, you can see that this is J3101, 3102 here, 2, 3, and then the chip, but when you look at it, it's 2, 3, the chip, so it just needs flipping, that's all. Fortunately, we can do that, and that is done. There, all fixed. I don't know what it is. Sometimes ASUS boards get processed in a way that they come through backwards like that. Well, that sure as hell was fun and confusing. Anyway, yep. Okay, now we're looking for proc hot. There we go. Hey, Q's. Alright, so that goes through... What are you? Okay, that goes through the bridge. And then from there... It goes to those PMP MPNs. Cool. Okay, this is good. We've got a chance that we might not be able to fix it now. It's not that the board view is wrong, it's just that the way we parse it, sometimes the top and bottom gets flipped. But anyway, once you recognize that it's backwards, then you can fix it. Like I can now save this as export BVR, and I'll just call this gv301.bvr. What? Okay. And so now we've got it in BVR format and it's correctly orientated. The nice thing about the BVR format is that it's all plain text. It's substantially larger than the other formats in terms of file size, but it's the last thing I care about. Okay, so proc hot. Let's go to the board view, the actual microscope. And hilariously, they are already bridged. So these here, they're those resistors, right, for proc hot. So what do we have? Let's go back to the quad view. Yeah. So pins, what have we got here? Oh yeah, but actually that makes sense, yeah, because when we look at the when we look at them, they're these things here, they're links. So that's fine, no problem there. So they're not actually meant to be resistors, they are links. It's just that they're fabricated as copper traces. Okay, and then flip over. I just want to first examine what I'm looking at. Piece of blue crap. Alright. Test pad time it is. Incidentally, I have now spent way too much time on this. It's the second one. Okay. I'm going to use Harold's USB-C chipmunk as my grounding point. Hey Neo. Oh no, I've got the wrong flippin' crap. Sorry, I'm just setting up a ground link, permanent ground link, so I don't have to botch up anything too much. Okay, so that's those. So I guess, will this still operate even if I don't have the battery? Well, let's plug it in and see what happens anyway. Who knows if it's actually going to power on, that's the other problem we're going to have. I might have to put this back in the chassis, and that's going to suck. Let's see if there's an on-off L. Throttle CPU is right next to the on-off L. What? Okay, we're just going to go straight to the connector. Ah, right, power switch. Seriously? Seriously? They're using a different scheme here. What is the deal? Is this more to do with what have they got, like Touch ID or something? In 3. Oh, okay, right. Signal jump. Okay, let's have a look at that. This is one down here. Oops. That will probably be it right there. That'll be this one right here. Alright, let's go. Kablam. Didn't turn on. Not turning on. All right. What's this? You can't read 3332 with version 5, but no problem. No, I definitely didn't make any changes there. Send me through your 3332 file that you're not reading with version 5 and I'll have a look. Or when you do try to read it, see what the log says. Interesting that that jumper is not working. Hey, Phone Repair RO, welcome. Alright, anyone want to make guesses as to why that jumper is not working? But no, BRD files, yeah, I mean, I haven't touched that file, that setup code for, it's one of those codes you just don't touch. Not much anyway. Oh, yeah, like I said, just send the file to me and I'll see if I can work out why it's failing. Well, that's charging. Maybe it was the battery. Yeah, it wanted the battery. Okay. Okay, now let's have a look at this here. We've got 5 volts on that. Proc hot. So I'm thinking if that goes low, that's when we've got a problem, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I should have put a little solder thing on it so I didn't have to sit here with the damn probe on it the whole night. Okay, fan spinning. Just give it some time. I think it was a minute or two, or maybe 3 or 4, when we had it on the thermal view before it dropped out. It'd be funny if it's actually something in the chassis causing it. Oh, my arm's starting to get tired now. Anyway, if it does drop on us, then I wonder where we're gonna have to look after that. This is the what was it? Damn it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, ISL 9241. At least you can actually get a data sheet for it. Well, the fans have stopped spinning. Out the back. I do wonder if maybe it's something in the chassis. I should put it back into the chassis and see if we have it drop out. Because at this point it's already gone through a couple of fan on, fan off cycles, and it's it just doesn't seem to be. Well, we certainly don't seem to have the proc hot. Steve, unfortunately I won't have to, because it. I will do it, but I don't actually have to, because this is the CPU side up. Let's see if we can choke it. Yep. Okay, it shuts down properly too. Oh, thank you, Bodger. Yes, well, good luck with the workshop work. think of too many things. I mean, trackpad maybe, keyboard maybe. That's about it. Well, I don't know if the clock slowed down. That's the trouble. Is like all we had was just we were just going by that pin status for that test. It's getting late. I'm going to start making mistakes soon. God, I might become a YouTuber or something. Yep. Not installed correctly. Oh, what was I saying about making mistakes? Ice cream would be nice, yes. Not really something I should be having. Certainly tempting. By the way, I'm well aware that tweezers are not the appropriate tool to be using for reattaching Wi-Fi cables. No need to berate me over that kind of thing. Acutely aware of it. Which is why I continue to do it. Oh, I make plenty of mistakes. The trick is cleaning up all those who know about the mistakes. Hey there, Dreams. How's things going over there? I haven't had any more Nintendos yet, but hopefully soon. Okay, I'm going to have to shift this slightly off my bench. I'm going to not put that wire in yet. Fortunately, I can actually see the pad right there. It looks like we've powered up already. That's interesting, that was an auto start. Hey Moroto. I have a horrible feeling that this is actually not going to do anything. Ooh. Yeah, I have a horrible feeling this 5 volts not going to drop. Oh, that's right, you were on the Adamant IT tour. How was it? Was it terrible meeting your heroes, as it were? I might have to, as Stephen W says, I might have to load it up with something just to sort of try and accelerate the issue. But I can't really do that at this point because I will be revealing the customer's details and things like that. So I'm going to have to actually do this off stream, unfortunately. But I do have a feeling that we're not going to see anything here. I mean, I could well be wrong, but I don't know. Something more sinister seems afoot. And I just don't know what it is. Oh, hey sweetie. I'm just about to close up.
Sorry.
Oh, lucky.
Do you mind if I...
Sorry?
Do you mind if I give one of those to Belle?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, we're going to close this up for tonight. I think it's already 11 o'clock. I've really got to close up. So we didn't really have the huge amount of success today. But, I mean, yeah, we got the 1708 done, so that's good. That's a win. But this one, I'm only slightly better ahead. And thank you very much, Cecilia, for sending through the board view. I will reimburse you for that double up just now. And I'll load up the software in the system and see what we can find out. Does the fan speed up like a heater should? No, it doesn't, be blood. It doesn't, yeah. So I'm closing up. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Catch you later.